Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time that you happen to be listening. Welcome to the Fresh Bunch podcast. My name is Mike. I'm here with the great Mimi Pacheco, Jimi the Tulip Santoli, and our guests today are Bill Prescott and Werner Jansen of Bloomia, USA.
Woo! Woo! We are without Ryan and Joelle, so yes. I am producing right now, and I'm very nervous.
They are traveling back to Miami today?
Yes, from Next Gen.
From Next Gen. Looked like they had a lot of fun, too.
Yep. And so we're excited to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
So you were just saying, Werner, in the warm up that you like Jimi the Tulip's beard.
It is very impressive. I can only imagine him showing up at a party with all those tulips kind of like glued into his beard.
So don't give him any ideas.
He actually has a full 3-piece tulip suit.
Yes.
That was sent to him by Easy Flower in Holland. They sent him a beautiful tulip suit. It actually looks good.
Yeah.
And I took him to Holland. Was it last year or the year before?
It was the year before last.
Before I took him to Holland for the first time, and we're walking on the show, and people were walking up to him and say, "Hey, you're the guy with the beard." And Jimi says, "Are you sure?"
I mean, we're having breakfast in the hotel, and like random people were coming up as we're having breakfast, and like, "I know you. You're the guy from the videos, right? You're with Jeff Fresh, right?"
Yeah.
Well, you're known for two things: your beard and your name. Like the tulip. Everybody calls him the tulip. It's Jimi the Tulip. He's got a tulip tattoo. It's just,
So who better to talk to for a tulip podcast than Jimi the Tulip?
That's right. That's right.
I was going to say, it must be no coincidence that he's joining the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I try to weasel my way in here every week, but...
But he's on probation because of his dad jokes. So Mike purchased him a nice gift that hopefully he can maybe get back on the podcast.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I was offered a construction job in Egypt. It turned out to be a pyramid scheme.
So it's one of those buttons where, I don't know if you guys could see it, but for our listeners at home, it's one of those little buttons, where you hit it and it's just random dad jokes. Like,
I was in a grocery store when a man started to throw cheese, butter, and yogurt at me. How dare he?
How dare you? Oh, I took me a while to get that.
That was a delay. You were delayed on getting that one.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, carry on.
So let's get into it. Can we talk about Bloomia and its history here in the U.S. and what you do and how it gets done, and then we'll get into about you guys individually, about how you got there and what you guys do and all that stuff. But I just want you to know I was late to come in here because I was checking some boxes for a customer of Bloomia tulips, and I will tell you, the weight of the bunch has really gotten good.
Very nice.
I was happy with that. There was a fistful of tulips, and I like that.
Fistful of tulips.
I like it when I feel the weight in my hands.
Yeah, because tulips are by the weight, right?
Yeah, I like it. No, that's
well. It's an easy one to say, but I'm very pleased with the fact that you're able to recognize that because of the fact we produce locally. We have no weight restrictions when it comes down to kind of like trimming down the price for like cargo whatsoever, because it goes onto the road anyway. So we can grow a beefy, heavy flower for our customers here in the United States. And I think bringing it back to your question, like what is Bloomia? Bloomia is located in Virginia, East Coast growing facility for tulips. We do over 100 million stems year round.
You heard
one
that?
Of the few
100 million stems.
Wow. Stems in a fully automated greenhouse. So we have kind of like the latest and the greatest technology from the Dutch folks that are kind of like the masters in growing tulips. So we looked overseas, in my case, my home country. I'm originally from the Netherlands. We looked overseas what they have invented in terms of efficiencies for automation, planting, harvesting, bunching and sleeving. And we implemented that here in the United States to bring a little bit of the Dutch tulip home country back into Virginia.
So a lot of that has changed. I went to visit Bloomia, I don't know, probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I'm guessing.
Oh, you won't Nice.
And
You
at
will
that
clearly
time,
recognize.
that time you guys were growing on the floor in crates.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that is
Yeah, if you
all
watch, if you see there's
intense labor.
And now it's all automated benches and all kinds of conveyors.
they have videos and stuff on their social media, and it's
System.
incredible to watch
Yeah.
that. It's like a symphony, you know.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
automated.
Jimmy, we just started our TikTok. Jimmy, I saw you on there. You're like one of the early adopters. We're up to like 40 followers, but I was like, we got Jimmy the Tulip.
Hey.
You know, the world is our
I'm in
oyster
there
now,
too,
man.
man.
We should
Yeah.
check it out.
I'm
Check
in
out
there
the
too.
robotics.
In
Jet
fact,
Fresh is too.
the TikTok is where I got Jimmy his dad joke
My
button.
dad joke button.
Yeah, from the TikTok. I was up at like 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep.
I come in the morning and there's random things on my desk. You know, Michael puts some stuff on my desk that he went shopping at night.
His love language is TikTok.
Well, it's not only children that get addicted to it.
It is
You
addictive.
could fall down the rabbit hole because
Yeah,
you like
exactly.
one thing and then it gives you like 100 more things that you like.
Yeah, the algorithm. You get caught up in that algorithm.
Well, I guess you got a tulip algorithm.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so tell us more. Like, where do you get your bulbs from, and how do you decide?
So
and-
in order, correct. So in order for us to have a year-round program, we source the majority of our bulbs from the Netherlands, where we have an office located that takes care of the purchasing and the procurement of the bulbs. So we receive all the Dutch bulbs from, I would say, over 60 bulb farmers in the Netherlands, in our office in the Netherlands. And then they kind of like store them, pre-treat them with temperature treatments, put them in containers, and then they will be shipped over to the US facility in Virginia. That's where we then turn the bulbs into a flower, and the flowers into bouquets that go to you guys and eventually to the end consumer. The other half of the year, we use tulip bulbs from either New Zealand or from Chile in order to have like a full year-round program.
That's because they come from the southern hemisphere, and you can trick them to think it's spring.
Yeah, correct. So when it is kind of like November, December period for us, it's kind of like full on spring and summertime on the other side of the equator, and that's where the tulips then grow in their natural climate.
So you guys have the capability of year round then?
They are year round.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's a full year round. The greenhouse is, besides fully automated, it's also fully climate controlled. So we control the heating. We can do cooling. So in summertime, when in Virginia it gets like very warm, we have AC systems in the greenhouse to control the temperature, shading, humidity control. So we can fool Mother Nature to a fair extent to provide the best growing conditions for the tulips.
I've seen that before in different. I saw some in Canada. I saw some in Holland. They actually have refrigeration evaporators in the greenhouses, blowing cold air into the greenhouse. Typical refrigeration, you have 4-inch thick panels,
Right,
and you have. But this is, it must be really expensive to do that, just to cool that, because there's no insulating.
Right. And you got to control the humidity.
and I guess that's why it gets pricey, because you got to do that kind of
But
stuff.
well worth it. The value is definitely there.
Correct.
And
Well,
then
that's right. We're probably I don't know. Are we the only year-round supplier in North America now? I think we are. And there's a little sprinkling that comes from Holland, but that's kind of something with Bloomia that's different than some of the other folks that are more just a little springtime seasonal thing.
right.
It makes us good to have in your stable year-round. For guys like you that are pulling in tulips from various places at different times of year.
Yeah. Well, tulip business means a lot to me. It's probably one of the very few things that brings me back to when my dad was one of the first importers from Holland into the U.S., into New York City. My dad was one of the first guys to get onto that. And he sold, back then everything came from Holland, right? And he sold every variety of tulip you can imagine in straight color boxes. There was 30 to 35 bunches in a box, and he would buy like 10 of each. and we would line them up in the store. And every morning the customers would come in and they'd either rip out a whole box or they'd, take a few bunches of each and make their own mixes and matches. And that was my job, was to take care of that. Yeah, I've always had some sort of a love for tulips since then. I still remember some of the old names. Arabian Mystery.
And you still get excited every time you see a new variety or a color combo, or
I get more excited when I see an old one, like a Drem is still here.
right.
A Drem was the most popular 40 years ago. And it's still the most popular today. So there are some varieties that are still around, and I just I don't know. It's as much as I want to be a rose house, I want to be a tulip house too. Here we have pretty much every color, every variety that you can imagine on the inventory. And that's why we get packs of solid colors, assorted colors, because we can offer them to our event customers as well as grab and go customers, or people that just need it for their businesses. So yeah, let's keep going. This is great. So what else is happening? You got peonies too, don't you? Don't you grow peonies?
Bill, you want to share a little bit more about the peony program?
Oh yeah,
Sure, yeah. The
peonies are
peonies
number one
coming
Google.
in pretty soon here. They're fun because they're growing outside in the field. If you pull into where the greenhouses are, you drive by the peony fields coming into the facility, and then but since they're not in a greenhouse, they're very much at Mother Nature's whim. So as you see snow flying all over the East Coast and this and that, and we're trying to tell our customers when the availability will start. My phone's actually ringing off the hook with people saying when are the tulips or when are the peonies going to start, and it's you got to look out the window and say, well, I don't know, see how quick they go, because they're amazing the way they grow. Like right now, they're just little stubs out there in the field, maybe covered in snow or coming through the snow. But when they take off, it's we're 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I mean, they just shoot up. It's incredible.
Yeah, we continue to expand the field year over year. So we anticipate coming, I would say, late April, early May. So the nice thing about the Virginia location is we are harvesting way before Mother's Day. So the retailers, wholesalers can expect to have the products in store right before Mother's Day, which is kind of like a sweet spot. And also before the Dutch program comes in, which is usually later in June. So the timing just works great. And the big demand, the sexy flower that people call the peony, technically, it's like a hot and happening, sexy influencer by itself. We have over 3 million stems available.
I was going to say, if you need to grow that TikTok following, just take it out to the field, because that just describing driving up through the peonies like that. I mean,
peony's the number one Google flower.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I have this argument with everybody of this pronunciation: peony or peony. So a Warner said peony.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think it's peony, but I don't know.
It's up there with tomato and tomato.
Potato.
But I'm excited. I'm excited to see those peonies.
Yeah.
We didn't get any last year. Last year, I think one supermarket wiped them out.
Oh, yeah.
I think they sold them all.
Oh, not the case. I was calling you every week, Mike. You wouldn't pick up my call. I'm like, come on.
That'll be the day.
Mike always answers.
That'll be the day.
I know.
We got you covered, Mike, this year. We got you covered this year.
Thank you.
We got to talk about some novelty tulips, Mike.
Oh.
That's what are coming in the greenhouse right now. We've got a program that runs this week. We started picking through Mother's Day, and this is something that the Jet Fresh crowd, I think would like. Some of the double varieties. Some people call them peony tulips.
Yeah.
Those are nice. Yes, those are really nice.
Yeah, but there's all kinds, man. You don't do any of the frilled or any of that stuff. Parrots. You don't do any of that yet.
No, those guys end up, a lot of experience. Some of those, like there's one called Super Parrot.
Yeah.
I used to call it Super Molder.
Yeah.
That thing will mold so quick in a box.
Yeah.
You got to stay with the varieties that are tough, that can handle, the trip down to Miami and then going to the next stop on their journey. And so that's what we've really focused on, the ones that are, really perform well. Because some of those, they look pretty, but they last like half a day. and they go.
Yeah.
And so we want them, strong. So Jimmy the Tulip doesn't get any credit.
Hell yeah.
Jimmy doesn't like credits.
Hell yeah. No, I don't. I do not.
And everything you sell is in upright boxes, correct? Everything's in uprights.
That's true.
Which
Yeah,
is,
so
a lot
of the imports all come flat.
Yep.
You see them all, the geotropic. You see those. You see a bucket of them. They're all like this.
Yeah.
Where ours are, since they are upright from the moment they get bunched, and then they're all the way through the process.
Yeah, and that eliminates bending necks. And if they happen to get a little heat in the box, the heat can escape because heat rises and it could escape through. But the flat boxes, if it gets kind of hot, that's not the case, and then you get those yellow, kind of yellowish foliage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tulips have a lot of hormones. They don't need flower food. They're just good drinkers, and they don't need the sugars, but they are hormonal. So that's
Tulips,
why they get the yellowing.
They're workhorses.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
You put them in the ground, man, and you don't really have to do much. I mean, talking about outdoor tulips, like just tulips in people's gardens. Like you just walk around New York City in the springtime. They're just in the most random places. You'll see tulips coming up or daffodils. Stuff. Those things are.
Yeah.
They're workhorses.
Yeah.
They don't not ever show up. They always show up. It's just a question of when, right? You're back in Virginia. Back in Virginia in the day, daffodils was a big thing.
Oh, those are my favorite.
We used to get millions of daffodils from the Carolinas, Virginia. They used to grow them. I remember as a kid, we used to get them.
Yeah.
They used to come like 100 bunches in a box.
And saying the tulips are a workhorse, a lot of it is, can come back to sustainability because a lot of your customers, I'm sure, want flowers that come from a sustainable source, and as a hydroponic farm, and they're not. I don't know. It's I don't know if the greenhouse is extremely hygienic and clean, and the tulips grow without pesticides, without dumping all sorts of crazy post-treatment things. So, I think it's really interesting in the kind of modern world that tulips have maintained to be very sustainable in their growing practices, as opposed to some other flowers that the pests love them or this and that, or they're and tulips aren't GMOs or anything. They're all traditionally from bulbs that have been bred, and that's why it takes a long time to get a new variety. And so there's a lot of upside to the tulip world that I think like the younger generations, people that are might not realize that as they go into a flower shop, that tulips are probably one of the most sustainable things there.
People are starting to ask more and more. We posted a video of Mike with our crystal fairy rose, and somebody was attacking and saying, "Oh, I wonder how many chemicals you did to make that rose that big." And I said, "No, that's
natural.
breeding.
Yeah,
that's breeding." And,
we didn't use chemicals to get it that big, but we use chemicals to keep it alive. And
we use fertilizers, but we're Flor Ecuador.
Yeah.
We don't that stuff that's not going to be hurting.
Yeah.
But to my point is that I think people are starting to now question. We are living in a very questionable society. And I think that having that to say that tulips are so sustainable is important, because it's coming back. It's coming to us. People are starting to ask all these questions.
Yeah. But I don't think most farming that's not temperature controlled and hydroponic and all that stuff, just traditional farming, whether it's flowers or fruits or vegetables or whatever. I mean, sometimes the weather and conditions require you to do something with a chemical to keep it going.
Of course, but but that's also controllable in that sense, that there's still testing and stuff that's happening with those chemicals. But I think that having that USP of being able to say this is a sustainably grown tulip is important. So that's a good
So
thing.
you're all hydroponic. Do you have the robots that puts the bulbs on the pins that keeps the...
Yes, so the automation for starts where where we plant the bulbs. So we have like an automatic planting machine that makes sure that the bulbs automatically go into their pin tray to hold the bulb, and then automatically they will go onto the pallet. So there's like a big robot that picks up all the crates and then stacks them in rows of like 10 high on the pallets with water, the necessary nutrition.
So
Then we have
Werner,
another robot.
Werner, hold on one second. I just want for people who really don't know
Sure.
or understand or never saw before. So explain that whole hydroponic tray and how a tulip bulb gets put on there and exactly how that happens before it goes to the greenhouse.
Sure. So the tray itself has like a fixed grid of like pins. I don't know exactly how many pins are on the tray, but let's say we fit about 100 bulbs per tray. And then those little pins kind of like hold the bulb without drilling it through the main core where it produces the flower. So it just holds it a little bit, just firm enough not to fall out. And then we fill it up with water and the necessary nutrition so that it can start growing the roots while it is undergoing cold temperature treatment to generate the flower. So we are technically playing inside of the coolers and faking winter time for the tulip bulb to actually start getting activated to grow the actual flower from the inside.
So they simulate winter and trick the bulb
So we
to start
simulate
waking
winter,
up.
we simulate winter in the coolers, and then once it starts to shoot its sprouts, so that is when, let's say, the ice melts, that's when we start to simulate spring into the greenhouse. And that cycle, we do that year round.
Wow.
And you have robots
Yeah, it's all
that
about
are
seeing
putting
that.
the bulbs on the pins, or humans are doing that?
The robots. Well, we have both, but most of the time we use the robots that kind of like put the bulbs on the pins. Correct.
It's great.
I'll have to put the clip on the TikTok for you, Mike.
And then the sleeving, yeah, that was
It's
I've seen it.
mesmerizing to watch it.
No, I've seen it. I was we were last year in what's his name? We went to a tulip grower in Holland, and he had like maybe 6 or 8 of them going at one time.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
and it even like chooses the bulb size.
Right.
Like
and they
it-
distinguish which ones are going to be
Yeah.
stronger.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw the video on the sleeving where it I guess it blows air into the sleeve
To
and,
open
and
it?
God.
shoots a bunch right in there. That was
yeah.
and I was like just staring at it over and
Every
over.
time I see those, I want to cry because I when I was in the bouquet business, I was the sleever. And
You were the robot.
I was always
It's like one arm of yours is longer than the other. now.
yeah.
Like the crab?
If I wasn't sleeving, I was sticking the UPCs on because I was always at the end of the line, doing quality control as the bouquets were coming down. But man, if I could have had a sleeving machine or one of those UPC sticking machines or one of
Yeah.
those things, who knows? I might still even be there. Who knows?
Yeah, and one thing with being able to put the tulips in, get them in the crate, and then we put them in the kind of in the cold cooler, like the winter cooler, before we bring them in the spring cooler, is that's how we control the color mix too. Because we know, for Valentine's Day, people want pinks and reds and whites, but after that, then they want yellows and oranges and spring colors. So
Immediately
or in
after.
the fall, especially, you've got everyone wants yellow and orange tulips for Thanksgiving and for Halloween. And then the day after Thanksgiving, you guys probably know how hard it is to sell an orange tulip in December. It's like the kiss of death.
Yeah.
So, but that's how we time that all in the greenhouse. So like if you walked in the greenhouse in mid-November, the whole greenhouse is red and white. So that on the day after Christmas or the day after Thanksgiving, we're harvesting red and white in huge numbers to just, kind of really be able to cater to that color mix, which is very different than many other flowers, where you got a rose that you got to take care of it year round. And it's, you're going to pick it for Valentine's Day, but then you got to pick it in July, which we know is a problem. But, that's a great thing about tulips is really being able to program the color mix, which is, I don't know, it's really fun in that capacity.
Well, besides saying that is a great thing for tulips, that reminds me of the following. I'm not sure if we are all floral fanatics to a certain extent, whether it's a tulip, a rose, or anything else. I would say all of us here on this podcast love flowers, and we are very critical flower lookers when we shop around, when we go to a florist, when we are in a retail store, at someone's house even. Have you guys noticed how frequently on Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Hulu, you name it, how frequently you see tulips being used as the flower item around the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
House of Cards, for example, back in the days was a great example.
Oh,
They had
yes.
only
That was a
white
great show.
tulips in every single episode.
Yep.
Like the
Yeah.
tulips are really kind of like getting their time in Hollywood, I would say, almost for broadcasting.
That's true. And I also saw them a lot in the show about the period piece that's really popular, the Gilded Era, the Gilded Age. They used the tulips so beautifully, and I'm like, there's nothing more classic to me than just tulips alone, because
Right.
because they are
And
so
callas.
powerful. Callas too.
Callas too. I
All
love
the
them
bulb-
alone.
To be honest with you, I'm a big fan of the bulb family.
Yeah,
like
me
all of the
too.
bulb family, they are miraculous. Like like you said, they are workhorses, but they also, like, as long as they keep growing, like we spoke about. But it's just like, it's such a beautiful flower, a beautiful group of flowers.
And they're better than calla lilies. Once you put that calla lily in the vase, it does nothing. I mean, it looks really pretty, but it just freaking sits there. But a tulip's gonna move around.
Little bias.
I'm putting the
You're
tulip
gonna-
above the calla lily. Sorry, Mike.
You're gonna fight with all the florists that are listening, because they're all calling about those callas. Now everybody's doing these calla purses, so we now need to make a way to make tulip
tulip purse.
purses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you can
I could do
Jimmy,
that.
you got
Model
a
it.
project. This
I
is
could,
on your plate, buddy.
I could hang tulips from the beard. Just hang them down.
He had Christmas lights.
Yeah,
in his
mommy
beard.
got me get Christmas lights
Yeah.
and ornaments, and I put them in my beard.
Everybody
Nice.
loves your beard.
Yeah, I take care of it.
So what are you guys seeing as far as flower trends, whether it's tulips or not? What do you guys? I mean, you guys are kind of like in the epicenter of Miami there. What are you getting experiencing?
Sometimes, Bill, I wonder if we are, Miami being where we are, so close to the flowers, if we really are as close to the trends. I really think California has a lot. They're a little bit more ahead than we are as far as the trends. Also in the Northeast, we get a lot of people that are copying, or not copying, but giving the homage, right, to the other designers. But I have been seeing a lot of people, like, I have the luxury of, when I walk in every morning, I go and I take a nice video of what's going on in our cash and carry. But I also really appreciate going up to the table and seeing how people have what they have. I call it the fresh flower palette of the day. And I have to say, I see more and more tulips, and people have been waiting for the tulips. Tulips are a sign of spring. Like, we're done with this winter, and everybody just wants to see the spring coming out, you know?
Yeah.
We're bringing some unique varieties from Holland of tulips that I've never seen before, and many people have never seen before. They cost me 80 or 90 cents a stem. I buy them in very limited numbers for the cash and carry specifically, but they're selling.
Interesting.
And and they're selling. You can only buy them in very limited numbers because it's super risky to put them out there and hope to sell it. But I guess the breeders are coming out with more and more new, cool, unique bicolors and parrots and frilled and just this. We had this one called the Clown. It's not a new variety.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's not a new variety, but I've never seen ones like we got. They were huge. They were tall. And we had to sell them for like $1 a stem. Like, I've never in my life would think I could get $1 a stem in Miami wholesale for a tulip.
And for these fun, funky designs, I love the tulip because I don't like to manipulate or do anything to a tulip. But when you do, you're just looking at a really cool, like, the inside of a tulip is something else. Like, it's just so beautiful. So I don't mind.
Oh yeah, or people.
Yeah, where they reflex it or they make it whatever. And I've also seen them bending them, removing it, similar to the callas to make them fall over. I mean, I'm a huge fan of.
Have you guys seen the color enhanced ones from VIP? Have you seen what they do? Some of them are crazy.
I saw them. I don't know if I agree with it ethically, but yeah, they're crazy.
Listen, that's Willy Wonka's chocolate factory over there. Let me tell you, We have now, which has been, I've been waiting 20 years for this. We have now event florists requesting some of those crazy colors to incorporate them in events.
Well,
We're not off.
Dyed, right? They dye them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not just tulips. We're seeing a lot of people also be a lot more open to color enhanced roses, color enhanced carnations. Like people are. We are in the year where I think as much as the color palette was white, the Pantone color was pure white, basically. A lot of people are really into colors right now. Yeah.
They like those crazy blue ones. They like the brown ones. They, things that you wouldn't think would sell.
Yeah.
The brownies. I get a lot of requests for the brownies.
Yeah. And we don't have it in inventory. That's a special order only kind of thing. And unless it's a holiday or something, but we do get some orders for it. It's really interesting.
So Bill, but you've been with Bloomia for 3 years, 2 years? Now?
Not even two.
No, not even
It probably
two.
seems longer to Werner.
It feels like you started when I started at Jet Fresh, but I was gonna say you're a tulip head now. Look at you, but like a tulip.
I started not last June, but the June before that. So it's been almost 2 years here as we're getting through winter, and such different than my last company. Just a very I don't know, like you hear about the mechanization and the I don't know, just the vibe of the company is like, I don't know, there's a lot of like young energy. It's great.
But also it's great to have like something to focus on, like one, you know what I mean? Like, or just the type of flowers. So I think that's it's, as a marketer, it's really fun to see that, to be able to like specialize. Cause now you're going to be on the tulip family with Jimi.
That's right.
Bill the tulip.
Bill,
Yeah, we're going to go get tattoos after this.
Bill the bloom.
But,
Show Warner your tattoo.
Bill is still waiting to get his own tulip named after him, but that might be in the
There you
stuff
go.
too.
Warner, when he came to apply for a job here, when I interviewed him, he came with that already. His tag was Jimi the Tulip before he got here, and
my goodness! Wow.
I said, man, anybody who comes in to sell flowers and my name is Jimi the
that was-
Tulip,
that
come
was-
on in here.
That was kind of the selling point, because my last interview, I met with Fern a couple times, and then my last interview was with Mike, and Mike and I are relatively the same age. We kind of grew up in the same parts of New York, so we were talking about that for probably like a half hour. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm here for a sales job, and I haven't really sold this guy yet on hiring me. So then I tell him, I said, listen, I noticed that everybody here has nicknames. And he says, I already come with my own nickname. And I told him the story of how I got, how I came up with Jimi the Tulip. And he laughed and he goes, you're hired.
Perfect.
So I was like, whew.
It's true.
how did you become Jimi the Tulip?
So when I started in the business, when I was like 18, and then my friends used to make fun of me because I was a straight guy in a predominantly gay business. So I had to butch up my name a little bit. So I came up with Jimi the Tulip, and I kind of just ran with it. But it really didn't take off until I got here when I started, and then. Ryan started with the marketing. Ryan came up with the logo and made stickers and hats and t-shirts. And, then I started getting more, started making my own stickers. And so it just kind of took off when I started here. I mean, I had the name, the whole time, but I just really didn't do it.
But Jimi the Tulip is, I just fact checked
Yeah,
that.
it's from, I had it before.
Oh, okay.
I had it
The
before
whole
him.
9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. I had it
is a movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's Bruce Willis.
Bruce
plays
Willis,
Jimi
yeah,
the Tulip,
yeah.
but it's different. It's not spelt like yours.
Yeah. So that's
There
how
you go.
I ran. And then, like I said, when I started here, Ryan took off with it, and the marketing.
Bill, you know how that is with Ryan. You give him one drop of something,
Yeah,
and then
and
it's
that's
like
it.
500. 500
and then I got the suit from EZ, and now I can't go anywhere without. Every time I go to a trade show or any kind of event, the first thing people ask for is, "Where's the suit? Where's the suit? Did you bring the suit?"
I say easy too.
Well, Jimi,
but
We're gonna
everybody
send you down a pallet of double tulips to sell to really show,
There you
to
go.
prove to us
Okay,
that
there
you
you
can
go.
live up to the name.
Trust me, I'm doing it. I'm trying.
To wear that badge, to have that tattoo. You gotta.
I was gonna say, Bill, I think what we are gonna do is we're gonna ask Jimmy to come over to the farm, wear his suits.
Yeah.
Because all of the podcast listeners are very keen probably on actually getting a feeling about what automation we were talking about, how the
Yeah.
farm looks,
There
how
you go.
Jimmy's suit looks.
There
So
you
we're
go.
gonna dress up, get some flowers, give him a tour at the farm, and
With the suit
get
on.
some visuals with this.
With the
podcast.
suit on, yeah. We'll do
With
a
the
whole
suit on.
marketing video with the
Exactly.
suit on.
I love it.
There
That'd
you
be
go.
great. That'd be great.
That's awesome.
Just don't speed over there. I got a ticket when I was over there.
What's the town that you guys are in?
King George County.
King George County.
It's,
That's right.
So we are like an hour south from Washington D.C., or call it an hour north from Richmond, Virginia.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I flew into Dulles.
Dulles.
Yeah. Or Reagan. I flew into Reagan.
Yeah. Well, that's where I think you're
And
close
then
to
I
Arlington.
rented a car and I drove there. And the trooper pulled me over. Hey, boy,
You ain't from around here.
where you going, boy?
And Werner, how long have you been with Bloomia?
Oh, I would say now about 11 years,
Oh.
12 years. Yeah.
Were you in the flower business before?
No, none of it.
Oh.
No. It
So how'd
is,
you get started
it
in
is,
this business?
internship.
Oh.
Yeah. Back in the days when internships were still mandatory and part of your credit scores for school.
I think it
So I
should
did my
be, yeah.
it should be. I agree. So I did my internship back in the Netherlands for Bloomia at that point. And that's how I continued learning more about the tulips, learning more about the industry, and ended up turning it into what I will continue to do for the rest of my life.
There you go. There you go.
I love that.
Hey, Werner, do you think we can let him in on the big news that's coming to Virginia in the spring here?
Sure, why not?
All right. Well, we are. This. You guys are getting the first news. This is not even common knowledge yet. And, here you go. We are having a tulip festival in King George,
All right.
and we've got a field with literally 1 million bulbs in it right now.
Wow.
And
By the way, Jimmy
coming
needs
in
a
hot
chaperone.
here.
There you go.
Is it going to be like a U-pick kind of a thing? Like a U-pick?
Yeah, we're doing a U-pick type thing.
Ah.
We're gonna have like the whole deal with maybe some tractor rides, food trucks, bands, maybe like a sunset pick or sit among the tulips with wine and cheese. But yeah, we have a beautiful field there, kind of just down the road from where the greenhouses are. And yeah, we just back in November, December, we put 1 million bulbs in the ground to do this thing. So start spreading the word to the tulip community that we're gonna have a really fun thing, family friendly, just like I don't know, there've been a lot of people have done like tulip giveaways and stuff, but usually it's like in the crates, like in Manhattan or in San Francisco. But this is literally like out wandering around in a beautiful field in a beautiful little just nook of Virginia. So it's gonna be
Those things are great family activities.
And that's a way to give back to that community because you guys are part of a real community there. So that's awesome. I really love that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go.
you guys
like
heard it here first.
Have like a parade
We're
with
gonna have to-
Grandmaster Jimmy the Tulip.
Oh, boy.
Mike, we're going to have to go.
I'd love to go. I'd love to go. You better
Well,
make
that's the thing.
a
That's,
you better
same
make a
as, like,
hotel reservation soon because they'll all be booked up.
I know.
People are coming from
Yeah,
everywhere.
but that's it too. We're from the marketing side, we're marketing this for people to buy tickets to come check this out. But again, with Mother Nature, we don't know exactly when the tulips will be ready. So maybe you'll appreciate, selling something that you don't have an exact date on provides a unique challenge in the world, But no, so far the local community there is thrilled. We're getting so much support from the King George County people, as well as, we do a lot in Fredericksburg too. Like we plant tulips all around the downtown, just like in planters and in front of people's yards and everywhere. So I don't know, it's pretty cool the way Bloomia and Fredericksburg and King George really are very much a close partnership.
That's wonderful.
That is nice. That's nice. You know,
True
and
community.
we talk about it on the podcast with different guests from time to time, where the flowers just make you feel, they just have that effect on people, regardless of whatever flower it is, it just makes you feel good, They just have that effect on people, that flower feeling.
Correct.
And
Well, the funny thing is, each year we plant in Fredericksburg downtown over 100,000 tulip bulbs, and each year in November, December, when we are actually alongside the roads and at some park spots and planters on like the main shopping street, working to get those bulbs into the ground, people are like, "Oh, it's that time of year again! Thank you so much. We can't wait for like March or April, so that we can see them all blooming." So people are now already. It's I think the 4th or the 5th year that we do this. They are really looking forward to the event where the whole town is kind of like in bloom.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's similar to like in the Netherlands. Like you're creating a culture with that flower and that power. You know what I mean? Like where it's giving back to the community, but it's also creating this is the first flower memory that people are going to have. They're going to be like, when I was a kid, the tulips came out at this time. And that's what I love so much about bulb flowers and during the springtime, that you're going to get them. You're waiting for them, and it's that it builds up. It's
Anxiety,
so beautiful.
yeah.
No, not anxiety. Flowers don't give
Anxious,
anxiety.
but you get
unless you're selling them.
but you get anxious because you're waiting for it to come. So you get
Yeah.
anxious,
Yeah.
You get excited about it.
I still wait for the moment that the healthcare department and also the health insurance folks are finally admitting that tulips or flowers in general should be part of your allowance for a healthy life, and that we can kind of like use our health benefits for it.
There you go.
As a financial credit. That people shop more on the flower side because it is contributing quality of life.
That's a great point. Does that exist anywhere in the world? Because it
Probably
should.
in Sweden.
No, I don't think it does, but it should be a great marketing point.
One of the Nordic islands or something for
It
sure.
should.
Get like a
Yeah, you can probably get away with that in Sweden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're more advanced when it comes to that.
Flowers should be qualified as a healthy contributor and a life lengthening product.
Yeah.
We'll just write out prescriptions for people.
I just love that. That.
We should get a prescription pad.
I still get excited when I see good flowers. I still get excited. It's a special thing. It's a special business that we're in, and most of people that are not in the industry, that are out, are people we know, our friends, they don't understand.
Oh no, I've sat there trying to talk to people about a farm or what they do to give back and how the flowers impact people.
They don't
and
understand.
It doesn't. It just goes over everybody's head. They're like, this girl's crazy. And that's why it's important to have your flower family that understands your craziness when you're coming and saying, look at these clown tulips.
No, I had a friend come in. I said, would you like some
very
flowers?
true.
And he went right to the clown tulips. He said, I want those.
Visually, just went straight to his eyes. Just went straight to it.
It was just so different.
Yeah, and that's what flowers do. Just all the senses, visual. Smell, everything. Well, Bill, how did you get started in the flower business?
I still live in California, where I used to work at Sun Valley. And but I worked literally at a bagel shop, doing marketing for a very, very successful local bagel shop. And and I was working with this nonprofit called Humboldt Made that just supports all the local businesses and local makers and doers. And I was pretty much over the bagel shop. I was ready to go on to something bigger and something different. And the executive director of the nonprofit called me one day and said, if you're really serious about changing jobs, you should call this woman, Ginny Weiss. I don't know, some of you guys might have met Ginny back in the day. And so I called Ginny at Sun Valley and had no idea, didn't know one end of a flower from the other. But I've been doing all this marketing and social media stuff and, all sorts of graphic design, blah, blah, blah. And went over there and met with Ginny and Doug DeBecke, who's a legend in the biz. And then, of course, Lane was there. And so that was 2012. And they hired me as kind of the marketing, helper-outer, and then I just became the marketing guy and just kind of ran with it since there. But it's funny because I immediately fell in love with lilies because they're so big and sexy, and then I had a little thing for iris and the calla lilies, but I still kept coming back to
It's like
tulips.
he's naming all his ex-girlfriends, Lily and Iris, and
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
And now his main one is the tulip.
it's like that. Yeah, but now I'm a one flower man.
there you go.
Well, don't
I
say
cheat a little bit
that.
with peonies, but
I was
don't
going
tell.
to say, you have a little bit of a side thing with the peonies.
He's got a little side action going with the peonies, but don't tell the tulips.
Yeah, don't let them know. Yes, it's
deal.
been great. I love this industry. Again,
Yeah.
I go to a trade show and feel like I have more friends in the room than I do like in my hometown.
Yeah.
You know, it's really such an awesome group of people.
And most people don't understand that either.
Yeah.
They're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And you know who? And it doesn't make this is a fun industry because of that. It is.
Yeah,
very,
like I'll talk to some friends that I haven't talked to, I don't know, in a year or so, and they'll say, "What are you doing?" I say, "Oh, I'm still in the flower industry." They go, "You're still doing flowers?" I go, "Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know how to do anything else at this point."
It's not even about not knowing how to do anything else, Jimmy.
No,
it's
I
that
know,
you.
I
It's
know.
that. It's also
I love this industry.
no, your education that you have built in all these years with these flowers. It's something like we
Yeah.
have to pass it on to people,
Sure.
and it's like as industries evolve, like look at how much Bloomia has put into technology. Like that technology, there has to be a reason for that technology, and that has to be spread. And so I think it's important to get young people into these industries because it's something like, I think Warner's right. We do need flowers for our health.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It helps.
yeah.
It definitely helps.
I think that is going to be one of the challenges that we will face in the coming years, is for the younger generation to make farming sexy again. Because yes, we are talking about peonies being a sexy flower, tulips being a sexy flower. It's modern. It's something that people like to look at. But the whole concept of farming, people don't consider that anymore sexy. And that's where I feel like we as industry ambassadors and lovers of the work that we do on a day-to-day basis need to continue to kind of like share that energy that we have for the farming, and make sure that the next generation is willing to kind of like, take over.
And are you guys using anything like AI, or are you investigating in how to advance those things right now?
Correct. Yeah, correct. So that we are in the second phase of like investigating and figuring out what it is that we are going to apply for the future.
I'm excited about this festival.
I know, me too.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
He said tractor ride, and I was like, yes.
But we are still looking for someone in a tulip suit. I was talking to Bill earlier, but I think we already found some. And I know a guy that knows a guy.
I know a guy.
And it's funny because I've just recently lost a lot of weight. So when I first got the tulip suit, the jacket didn't button. I would be able to put the jacket on and like have a shirt to hang over. I couldn't button the pants, and now the suit fits me perfect. I wore it to the Christmas party in December, and the suit fits me perfect.
No, but I think he
Bingo.
means like our Gerber guy suit. You're gonna have a big, nice tulip head. Yeah.
The bearded tulip.
The bearded tulip. Okay. Well, guys, we have a couple questions that we want to ask, and I guess we can ask both of you. Number one question is, what is your favorite sandwich? Is it
Philly cheesesteak.
Ooh. I thought you were gonna say what's the one that has like sprinkles on top in Holland?
Oh, hagelslag.
Uh-huh. Or a
Hagelslag.
cucumber
Yeah.
salad. I love a cucumber sandwich. Yeah. How about you, Bill?
No, you can wake me up for
I think I would have to go Reuben or French dip. I can't pick
Ooh,
one.
French dip. I think I left my food in the microwave
I
today.
know. I haven't eaten lunch yet.
Okay. And to you, what is the most underrated flower?
Tulip.
Yeah, there's an easy answer here.
Yeah. I think it's the tulip for you guys.
I don't know.
How about overrated?
You know, I'll go underrated. I really love Lysianthus, and I think it doesn't get enough credit as being and some of the new varieties that are just so off the hook. I think Lysianthus could stand a little more time in the spotlight.
Those ruffle lizzies to get
Oh,
me
yeah.
all the time.
They are.
Mhm.
They're nice and beefy.
Okay.
What about you, Warren?
I would say maybe like the ranunculus. I think that's one of the flower types that I think is still underrated. You don't see it. It's not widely available.
No, it's well, we have them.
We have them, yeah.
But
just a bit. But
you don't
it
see
goes
them,
through
like-
it goes through periods where it's hard to get, especially like during wedding season when everybody
A
wants to
white
use
ranunculus,
it.
that's like a piece of gold during wedding season. Yeah. Underrated flowers. Oh, I said overrated flowers. Sorry. And that one.
Overrated.
Rose.
Rose.
I think the roses are overrated.
That's our number
Sorry.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. Mike just left for the rose
I'll
farm.
throw in carnations too.
Yeah.
I'll throw in carnations.
Overrated.
Overrated?
Boring.
Boring.
Overrated.
Oh my gosh. If you could have lunch with a historic figure, movie personality, or book, anybody fictional, nonfiction, who would it be?
Ooh. That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Alive can also be
It could
alive.
be
the
alive.
case?
Either or.
Yeah.
Either or.
Oh, I would go with Barack Obama.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I think I as terrible as this sounds, I'd have to go Jerry Garcia just because I know I'd kick myself if
Jerry
you had
Garcia.
lunch with Martin Luther King and you're like, oh, this is boring. I should have gone with Jerry.
Don't.
Well, I just saw Obama when he was talking about aliens, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, now's the time to talk to Obama." Yep, but Jerry Garcia is a good one
Yeah,
too. That's
yeah.
the Grateful Dead, right?
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta check with my.
She had a Joelle moment there.
I know. Wait, no, not so much because sometimes the names just get me with this. But these rock stars are just like over. They were.
Yeah, but they didn't
really,
even live like rock stars. They were like everyday, average, like people.
I don't know about that. Because all these rock stars that
Deadhead.
are all the ones that are still around,
Yeah.
you see them and they're perfectly fine. I'm like, how many drugs did they do? And they look great. I don't get it. Mick Jagger's still walking
Well,
around. Rod Stewart
some
looks
have
great.
personal trainers. Some
Yeah.
are on drugs. Yeah.
Rod Stewart, I saw Rod Stewart recently and I was like, oh my gosh, where does this guy get the energy? But yeah.
Have you seen interviews with him about his personal trainer? His personal trainer does the whole thing where he sits by the pool and like throws in weights into the pool, and Rod Stewart has to swim down to the bottom of this gorgeous pool and bring the weights up, and that's like one of his workout things.
So you're
story.
saying the secret is money. I need a personal trainer and a lot of money.
If you didn't blow it all on drugs and you saved some for the personal trainer, you're gonna live longer.
My problem is not that. My problem is I go to our cash and carry and I have an open ticket.
Open balance.
So I'm there buying tulips. That's my problem.
Yeah, Pockets will get me at the end of the month. He goes, "So you have an open balance here?" I'm like, "Wait, whoa! I need to see the invoices. Who ordered all
That's
these
where my
flowers?"
money's going. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
If I
To
had
make
a
people laugh.
Nice. You already do that, Bill.
Yeah.
Well, maybe make really grumpy people laugh. How about that?
There you go.
Never fail in a joke. Jimmy, that should be your superpower.
Why did the crook take a bath before he robbed the bank? He wanted to make a clean getaway.
Bill shaking
There
his
you go.
head.
How about you, Warner? Any superpower?
I want to make sure that I have the power to spread joy to people.
Nice.
You do that, Warner, with the Bloomia tulips.
with the tulips. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I have a really funny feeling that you guys are going to make a big difference with that tulip fest too. All right. And what is your go-to food after drinking? This podcast used to be called Two Fat Guys Talking Flowers, so we
it's
still
a
talk a lot about food.
Taco Bells.
Ah, that's our number one
Is
answer.
it? Number
yeah.
one. Ding, 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 ding.
Really?
Yeah. 2 times the cheesy gordita crunchy.
Oh wow, that's a good order.
Specific. He's like goes through the drive-through
on it.
drunk and he already knows what he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was last
Well,
week.
I would stay in that genre of tacos, California. Like the late night scene here is tacos or pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
I'm really not too discriminating either, and that's one challenge with me is like once I have a couple drinks, I don't want to eat, and I have to have friends. I have to be like make sure I eat because that's the whole problem.
Yeah.
You got to eat.
So guys, can you where can people look up more information about Bloomia? On the website or on TikTok? Would you like to tell people to go to?
Yeah, Bloomia.com is just kind of our, normal website with some nice pictures of the farm, this and that. But in Tulip or on TikTok, our handle is let's see here. It is Bloomia.tulips.
Mm-hmm.
So at Bloomia.tulips on TikTok.
And Instagram.
We're on the Instagram as Bloomia. I think Bloomia Flowers on Instagram, and we're on the Facebook too.
Awesome.
And
Good stuff too.
And make sure for the Tulip Festival coming up, make sure to check out bloomiaflowers.com.
Awesome.
Bloomia
yeah,
Flowers.
it'll be a separate website. So
nice.
Really
Looking
excited
forward.
for
but we'll
that.
have
Me
links
too.
on the main website.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Jimmy, you want to close this out?
Well, it has been fun. Mike had to run, so it's just me, the great Mimi Pacheco. Thank you, Werner. Thank you, Bill. Make sure you check those guys out. This has been another exciting episode of The Fresh Bunch. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.